Hey there, think of a famous person that you really admire. Do you have one? Well, there's a very good chance that your idol actually idolizes another famous person. Sometimes that famous person can be the biggest inspiration for them in the whole world. And sometimes the moment the two met is captured on camera. I found the very best of these moments. My name is Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 times famous people met their idols. Coming at number 10, we have Jennifer Lawrence. She's one of the biggest actresses in the world, and in 2013, she won Best Actress at the Oscars. Jennifer seemed very shocked and happy during her interview with ABC, but not as surprised as she would soon be when this happened.
See it. Oh, you got a fan here.
Do I look like a new girl?
I thought about That was Jack Nicholson, famous from such things as everything Jack Nicholson has ever been in. It's Jack Nicholson, come on. Jennifer Lawrence had been a huge fan of him since her childhood, and she had never actually met him, and certainly didn't expect to when he popped up in her interview like that. And let that be a lesson to you all. Always expect Jack Nicholson. Next up at number 9 now, we have Bill Clinton. On July 24th, 1963, President John F. Kennedy, better known as just JFK, met with the American Legion Boys Nation program in the Rose Garden of the White House. He shook hands with the teenagers as a photographer snapped shots. This picture, in particular, proved to be the most memorable of them all. Here, JFK shakes hands with 16-year-old Bill Clinton. Less than 30 years later, Bill would be sworn in as the 42nd President of the US. He later said that this brief meeting with JFK was what inspired him to take up a life of public service. Moving on to number 8 now, we have Pink. Pink is a huge singer, boasting over 70 million sales in singles worldwide. However, over the course of her 7 albums that brought her all that fame and success, she always had a little bit of a crush for Johnny Depp. She briefly met the Hollywood actor in a record store, but actually had to leave when she became too flustered. Years later, just after telling that very story on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, she was surprised by Johnny Depp himself. As Jimmy pointed out, meeting Johnny made Pink go a little bit pink. Next up at number 7 now, we have the Beatles. They are still the most successful music act of all time. So you might be wondering, who was their idol before they were famous? Who inspired them to get into rock and roll in the first place? It was a guy called Elvis Presley. When the band first came to America during the height of Beatlemania in 1965, they were offered the chance to finally meet their idol. They agreed on one condition, that no press would be involved, no photographers, no reporters, nothing. All we have of this meeting are people's accounts. It was said to be very awkward at first. Both the Beatles and Elvis were kind of in awe of each other. But then Elvis gave them all guitars and brought out a piano, and the group had a massive jam session. Apparently things went really well from there, and the music just flowed. There are no recordings of this event, but if anyone did make a secret recording, it would be worth millions today. Alright, coming on number 6 now, we have Emilia Clarke. You might know her better as the Dragon Queen Daenerys from Game of Thrones. It's safe to say she's now one of the most recognizable actresses on the planet, but back in the 90s she wasn't so well known. Back then she was just a kid obsessed with a TV show, Friends. Like a lot of people her age, she has watched and rewatched every single episode of that immensely popular show. That's why she was so excited to finally meet Matt LeBlanc, aka Joey, when the two were backstage at a talk show in 2016. She posted a picture of them to Instagram saying that she was downright giddy, and this was now ticked off her bucket list. Now I'm just waiting for people to ship Joey and Daenerys together. Actually, it's probably already happened somewhere, hasn't it? Alright, next up at number 5 now, we have Ariana Grande. I'm sure a lot of fans of this singer would cry if they met her, but do you know who Ariana cried when she met? None other than Jim Carrey. Ariana has said that her lifelong crush is Jim Carrey, and this was her reaction when she finally got to meet him in April 2014.
Hi, Ariana.
Oh my god.
She's crying. You've done
Later, she said her reaction was very uncharacteristic of her, and that she's normally sort of chill. Well, at least she can now understand why her fans react the way they do when they meet her. It all comes full circle. Alright, next up at number 4 now, we have Eva Mendes. This Hollywood superstar is known for a number of big movie roles over the years. She's now happily married to Ryan Gosling. When she was young, she was a huge fan of already famous actress Alyssa Milano, already a big sitcom star in America. Here is a picture of Eva meeting her idol Alyssa at a signing event. She's only a year younger but had big dreams of achieving Alyssa's acting success. I'm sure a lot of Eva Mendes fans will agree that she pretty much succeeded. At the number 3 spot now, we have Steve-O. He's famous as one of the frontmen for the insanely popular TV show Jackass. When he was a kid, he was obsessed with the band Motley Crue. He was living in Toronto in 1987 when the band came to play a show there. Steve-O came up with a genius plan to meet them. He found their manager's name on the back of their records, and he then called every single hotel in Toronto asking to speak to that manager. Finally, he got through. The band was so impressed that they gave him free tickets to the show and met with him backstage for pictures. Years later, Steve-O and the band still hang out from time to time. Alright, we're going back to Friends now for our number 2 with Selena Gomez. In 2017, actress Selena Gomez posted a picture of herself with Jennifer Aniston, best known for portraying Rachel in Friends. In the post, she admitted that Aniston was her favourite actress of all time, saying, "I have not only been following her career as a fan since I was 8, I have gotten to have real conversations with such a real heart." Now, a lot of people would argue that Selena Gomez is now even more famous than Jennifer Aniston, especially if you don't remember the 90s. And finally, at number 1 now, we have Sasha Obama. By 2016, President Obama's daughters were quite used to meeting all sorts of famous people because of their dad's job. However, one person in particular stood out for Sasha, actor Ryan Reynolds, known for a whole bunch of movies, but most recently Deadpool. They met at a state dinner held in honour of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Lots of famous Canadians were invited, including Ryan Reynolds, and this is the moment that he met Sasha Obama. This picture just speaks 1,000 words, doesn't it? From Sasha's reaction to her sister Malia's thumbs up of encouragement, the whole thing is just great. Well, that was a sweet little video. Have you guys met any famous people that you absolutely love before? Do you think you will one day be famous? Maybe you'll make it into a part 2 of this video. Wow, what a thought. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, my name is Danny Burke, and I will see you all in the next one.